This is Emma here, and welcome to this slower paced Yin/restorative style class using the wall. So all you will need is your mat and a wall. We're actually starting standing today. So head over to the wall, have your right shoulder quite close, and your body is perpendicular to the wall, so at a right angle to the wall. We're imagining the face of a clock and reaching our right hand up to 12 o'clock. Set your body up in Tadasana while you're here, so feet underneath your hips. Find a little more length through your low back, so as if you have a little tail. I have a rabbit, this is like his little tail. You point your little tail down towards the floor. Belly in, shoulders are relaxed. See if you can position your ears over your shoulders. Knees are a tiny bit soft. And we'll now move our hand out to 1 o'clock on the face of the clock. So just shift the hand out to 1. Readjust yourself. So we're aiming to have the torso perpendicular to the wall. It might not quite be there. What you want to do is work somewhere that feels comfortable for you. So we're starting to get into the right shoulder and the right side of the chest. Make sure the weight is evenly distributed between both feet. And find that same alignment, that same setup of Tadasana in your body. Moving the hand out to 2 o'clock now. Again, realign yourself. See if you can come towards perpendicular or at a 90-degree angle to the wall. It doesn't matter if you're not quite there. Keep this right shoulder relaxed down. Don't have it up in your right ear. And what we'll do now is place our left hand on our belly. What you're trying to do is feel for your inhale all the way down into your left hand. So as if your lungs drop all the way down into your abdomen. And you're breathing into these belly lungs. Drop the hand out to 3 o'clock now. Same thing, realign the chest, realign the torso, and come back to that breath. So using the left hand to help you notice where you're breathing to. You can have the eyes closed or open. Shifting the hand down to 4 o'clock. Squaring off the chest if possible. See what feels good. Concentrating on breathing into your left hand. So a lot of the time when we're feeling stressed and anxious, our breath will be located up around the chest. It will kind of stop around the ribs. And they've actually shown that this upper chest breathing increases your sense of anxiety and your perceived sense of stress. Whereas if we can engage in a whole body breath, which is what we're going to be working towards today, it decreases our sense of anxiety and our perceived sense of stress. Taking the hand down to 5 o'clock now, squaring off, torso at a 90-degree angle to the wall, feet are under the hips, knees are soft, little tail pointing down towards the floor, belly moving in. But the belly is soft. So you can breathe into that left hand. And final position for this right hand, with torso parallel to the wall. We'll just take 5 more breaths here. If any of these positions don't feel good to you or don't feel right, what you can do is turn your chest a little closer to the wall, and that will ease the sensation slightly. Make sure you listen to your body though. Feel free to adjust anything or adapt anything, change anything you need to, so the positions feel good in your body. And release. Just standing still for a moment, just feeling the difference between your right arm and your left arm. Maybe feeling the difference between the right shoulder and the left shoulder, the right upper arm and the left upper arm, the right elbow and the left elbow, the right lower arm and the left lower arm, and the right hand and right fingers. Just feeling how the right hand and right fingers feel different to the left hand and left fingers. Opening the eyes, we're coming to the other side. So turn it around, and the left hand now starts up at 12 o'clock. So you can be close or slightly further away from the wall. Again, just feeling into whatever works for your body. Taking that same set up through Tadasana. Toes are pointing forward. Kneecaps are soft, or knees are soft for this one. Tail points down slightly. And just noticing how you're breathing now. Maybe closing the eyes. Noticing if the air is moving more easily through the left nostril or through the right nostril, or if it's about even between the two. Shifting the hand to 11 o'clock now. And again, just seeing where feels good to bring your torso. So maybe fully perpendicular to the wall, maybe a little bit less. Just feel what feels good, what feels right for your left arm. Bringing the awareness back to the breath. And now noticing if there's a temperature change. So is the air cooler or warmer on the way in when you compare it to how it is on the way out? Shifting the hand to 10 o'clock now. And then just choosing somewhere good for your torso to position itself. Soft knees, weight even between both feet. Tail turning down. And this time we'll bring the right hand onto the belly. So see if you can relax your abdomen enough that you can breathe into that right hand. Shifting the left hand down to 9 o'clock now, approximately. And turning the chest forward. It can still be turned slightly inwards. That's fine. Have a little play around and see where feels right for you. Keep the weight even between both feet. Try and position the ears over the shoulders. And see if you can send the breath down into the abdomen, the belly. Moving the hand down to 8 o'clock now. Turning the torso. Adjusting or moving your position just slightly, just so it feels good in your body. Shifting the hand down to 7 o'clock. Choosing the best position for your torso. Maybe moving a little bit closer or a little bit further away from the wall. Focusing on that belly breath, that full body breath. Just trying to send the inhale a little bit deeper than what we do in our upper chest breathing. And finally, we'll drop the hand down to 6 o'clock. Positioning the torso wherever feels good. Ears over shoulders. Breathing into that right hand. And release, just standing in Tadasana just for a moment and running your awareness down both arms from the shoulders into the upper arms, the elbows, the lower arms, the wrists, the palms, and the fingers. Just see if you can feel that very subtle difference in sensation between right side and left side. Shifting down to the floor now. So sit so your left hip is right beside the wall. And then start to roll over towards the left, bringing both legs up the wall. And from here, you can wiggle your hips in a little bit closer to the wall, or you can wiggle them a little bit further away. Hands can be anywhere that's comfortable. So they could be out to the sides, They could be up overhead. Maybe you'd like to rest both hands on your belly. So in our aptly named legs up the wall pose, rather than just breathing into the belly, we're going to start to think about breathing into the sides of the ribs. So as though your inhales are making your rib cage expand laterally, so out to the left and the right. You could maybe even rest the backs of the hands on the sides of the ribs. So see if you can feel this outward expansion, this lateral expansion of the rib cage. And once you think you've got the hang of it, you can just put the hands anywhere that's comfortable. And we'll take 5 more of these lateral breaths. Starting to work into our hips now. Bring the right ankle just below the left knee. You might need to move a little bit further away from the wall for this one. Again, it's about making the pose work for your body. From here, we start to slide the sole of the left foot down the wall, but not so much that the tailbone lifts up. We want to keep the tailbone down on the floor. So the back of the pelvis is still touching the ground. If you want to increase the sensation, you can use the right hand to gently press the right knee away from you. You don't have to do that. Again, it's just about making the pose work for your body. Coming back to that lateral breath. See if you can find an outward expansion of the rib cage. So rib cage moves outwards as you breathe in. And you can almost feel it folding back inwards as you breathe out. The breath is this very important link between our conscious and our unconscious. So the breath can be changed consciously. We can hold our breath or change our breath pattern. But luckily, the breath is also under our unconscious control. So we continue breathing through the night without any thought required. So there's not many parts of our physical system that are under both our conscious and unconscious control. I think blinking might be the other one. But what this means is the breath is a very valuable tool that we can use to help regulate our nervous system. See if you can put those two breath explorations together now. So first, breathe into your belly, and then fill up the ribs. Think about exhaling in the reverse order. So you're breathing in first to the belly, and then you send the rib cage outwards, that lateral expansion. And then your exhale empties first the ribs, and then the belly. You're imagining breathing in from bottom to top, and breathing out from top to bottom. Five more rounds of breath like this. Coming back to legs up the wall. So this is going to be kind of like our home base for the rest of this practice. And again, paying attention to the right and left sides of your body. Noticing the difference between your right hip and your left hip. Your right leg and your left leg. And your right foot and your left foot. Moving to our second side now. Left ankle comes down just below the right knee. And then you start to draw the right foot down the wall, maybe bringing the sole of the foot flat to the wall, and then seeing how low down you can bring the foot without the hips lifting off. Again, you have the option to use the left arm to gently move the left knee away from you. But really, it's about finding your version of the pose. So maybe you prefer to have the arms out to the sides or up overhead, just doing what feels right for you right now. We'll add on one final part to this breath. So after you've inhaled into the belly, then the ribs, breathe into the chest, around the collarbone. And then you'll exhale in the reverse order, emptying the chest, the ribs, and the belly. Just taking a few rounds like this, our full body breath. Bringing our awareness to our breath And slowing down and deepening the breath in this way helps regulate the nervous system by creating a sense of calm within the body. And the more I practice yoga, the more I realize that regulating my nervous system is probably one of the most important things I can do for my physical and mental health and well-being. Five more of these full body breaths. And if you find you're getting a little bit dizzy or a little bit lightheaded, then you can either stop doing the full body breath, the 3-part breath, and just return to your normal breathing, or just take in a little bit less air. Don't fill up completely. And coming back into legs up the wall, our home base position, and just feeling into the difference between the right leg and the left leg. Taking our legs out wide now. So we've just worked on the outside of the hips. Now we'll start to work on into the inner thighs, the adductors, the inner part of the hips. So we're just letting the weight of the feet and legs open us up through our inner thighs. Again, hands are just wherever feels comfortable. Maybe try out a couple of different positions and find one that works for you. Feet are relaxed, no tension in the legs, or the feet, or the arms, or the hands. Maybe taking a couple of rounds of that full body breath, that 3-part breath. So breathing into the belly, the ribs, and the chest. And breathing out, emptying first the chest, then the ribs, then the belly. See if you can move your legs down or out another millimeter or so. We're coming into our final minute here. Counting 5 more breaths. And if you'd like to, making those breaths the 3-part full body breath that we've been working on this practice. So this was quite a big pose for our legs and hips. So please make sure you move very slowly. We are coming back to our home base position, but maybe using your hands to help and really take your time. So bringing our legs slowly together, coming back to legs up the wall. Before we come into Shavasana, we'll take a little twist to each side. So start to draw the knees down towards you and then bring both feet over to the left side. Perhaps keeping the feet or the soles of the feet on the wall and reaching the arms out, maybe in a cactus shape or straight out to the sides like a big capital T. And then adjusting the feet and legs and arms so that you feel comfortable, so that the pose is working for you. Big release for the low back here, and also working into the front of the right shoulder and the right side of the chest. 5 final breaths here. And again, moving slowly, we'll take the feet all the way back up the wall. This time we won't stop in legs up the wall, we'll keep going. So we're taking our feet all the way over to the right side now. Maybe the soles of the feet remain on the wall, repositioning the arms as you need, repositioning the legs as you need. Just finding your version of this twist. Three more deep breaths. Moving slowly, bringing the left arm gently over the body. So we're lying here on the right side, maybe using the right arm or the right hand like a bit of a pillow. And from here we'll make our way into Shavasana. So if you'd like, you can take legs up the wall instead of traditional Shavasana, or you can make your way to lie down on your back. Just taking a couple of minutes now in stillness and in silence. Either in legs up the wall or lying flat on your back in Shavasana. Starting to breathe a little bit more deeply now. For the last time, coming back to that 3-part breath. So inhaling from bottom to top, filling up belly, ribs, chest, and exhaling from top to bottom, emptying chest, ribs, and belly. Just returning to your own normal, natural breath now. So whether you're in legs up the wall or in Shavasana, gently make your way onto one side. Just pausing here just for a couple of breaths. And then pressing into the floor, making your way up to sit or kneel. So this full body breath is always available to you. Our breath is such a valuable and sometimes underutilized tool that we always have with us. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.